discussing the concept of diverse family structures in the beginning and do it in a respectful manner so that children can go back and think about it, discuss it in their families and be confident enough to deal with the issues further on.
It's okay for my kids to be taught the current trends and sexuality education. I don't mind that, but at home we also do our part and try and teach them a little bit about our traditions.
The main reason why these parents don't want maybe kids to be taught sexual education in schools because they fear that their kids will go into sex very early. So that's why they are not allowing it. But then if they are taught in their own context to say, be proud of who you are, wait for the right time, and then introduce it, get the right people to introduce the education.
It will be great to have, girls and separate group of boys to learn them this stuff. Even us now as a woman, we need, some private to have, to talk. When the girls having this topic, I'm sure they're gonna talk between each other. So with their teacher, it will be great to have, boys separate of girls to, receive this information.
When they go to a certain higher level, say grade 5 or 6, talk to them about topics like menstrual cycles in segregated groups, because I know girls would be feeling nervous about discussing such topics in the presence of boys, and boys wouldn't be that serious because they can't be bothered about listening about it. But it's good to share that information with boys as well, so that they know what's happening with their classmates or with their sisters, or what's happening, and know what's the biological importance of it. But maybe, and it's especially interesting because different cultures have different attitudes to it. They would definitely not discuss such things in the presence of opposite gender. So be conscious of different cultural context as well.
So I actually had the classroom teacher ring me just to let me know that they were going to do sexual health and was there anything that I was concerned about. So I was very fortunate in having a teacher that understood our Indigenous ways and understood that communication is something where you do in person, or if you can't do it in person, you do it on the phone.
They can go and talk to the parents who will then maybe talk to their relatives who are responsible for doing this sexual education to the young people. For example, the aunt who is at home, or here in Australia there's no aunt, sometimes some of them are left behind. There's a close friend who the family calls a close friend. They can use that person to put forward the messages that they want to teach the children.
Teachers and parents, we can also come up with a way in which we as parents at home, we also enforce that topic and talk about it. There's a need for involving us as parents. Teachers should let us know, and we can help, and we can come up with a solution that fits.
I would like to know what my children are being taught, and if there is any gaps in what they're being taught, I would like to have an opportunity to fill those in myself and make sure that my children are given a very broad look at everything that they will need to know to equip them with the skills to become really accepting people and have respect for other people, respect for other cultures, and just accept people without having to put them in little nice, tiny little boxes and categories.
I think now it'd be wonderful if kids could go through school and have an environment where everything is accepted, and to have people that can support them if they are part of a relationship or part of a family that's maybe a little bit different to everybody else's. There was a situation where my daughter was in class and the the minister came into the classroom and he was explaining that the relationship education was about love anybody that you want to love. Don't listen to anybody else, it needs to be the person that you love, except for the same sex. So what would have been really nice is if my daughter didn't feel like that her dad was in a relationship that wasn't accepted by her class and her school. If schools can offer that, I think that it would be a much better experience for kids to understand that they're part of a family, a loving family, that is different but should still be accepted by everybody.
Kids are doing it for themselves as well with Facebook pages. Back in my day, all it was a GP. But these days, if you look, you can find all these networks and it can help. I just would love the teachers to actually explain that to children as part of their curriculum.
The school has to come to terms that they can't please everybody. So you will have some people who are, saying, some parents will be thankful, some parents will be not, some parents will be not sure. But I think the school must take the stand, or the education department must take the stand that we are there to educate. And that's what we are doing. We are not doing anything harmful to your child.